Welcome back, and in today's video I will be explaining why Anthony Davis is the perfect fit for the Heat. So the reason I think Anthony Davis would be the perfect fit for the Heat is, in my opinion, the Heat already are a contender, being already third seed, already being the third seed, and they have $70 million in cap room, which leaves them room to sign a superstar, which Anthony Davis, with him not accepting his extension earlier in the year to the Lakers, makes me think he will not re-sign with the Lakers and not accept his player option and go somewhere else. But this is why I think the Heat would be that perfect option. The Heat would be that perfect option because of their cap room and because they're super young. Which, with their point guard being Kendrick Nunn, they can do that any day. They can run that any day. I don't know if their shooting guard is really set in stone. They have other guys. They can run their Tyler Hero, Ryan Vidd, Duncan Robinson. Many guys at the shooting guard spot skilled, which Jimmy Butler, I'm pretty sure, is playing their small forward position. And they got Bam Adebayo as a 5. They got tons of good young talent. And to fill in that 4 spot would be Anthony Davis. That would mean 3 All-Stars on the same team, just being 3, 4, and 5. Bam Adebayo, one-time All-Star. Anthony Davis was LeBron's first pick. Jimmy Butler was an All-Star this year. So there would be that 3 All-Stars on the same team with Kendrick Nunn. In my opinion, Ja Morant's the top of the Rookie of the Year voting, and my second would be Kendrick Nunn, and Kobe White would be my third. Yes, Zion Williamson is not even in my top 3 for Rookie of the Year voting. That's because he only played 19 games. He does not deserve it. And about Anthony Davis on the Heat, I believe if the Heat have, after signing Anthony Davis, they would still have money to sign other guys to fill in their bench, which they already have a dominant bench. But if the Heat sign Anthony Davis, they would be a true shot at taking the 1 seed from the Milwaukee Bucks next season. I mean, I don't know where Anthony Davis will go, but I think the Heat would be a perfect fit in many ways, especially with how they play. I don't know but Anthony Davis will probably run the 4, even though he's bigger than Bam Adebayo, who's running their 5. It's because Anthony Davis just doesn't play like a 5. He doesn't play like center. He plays like a power forward. That's why he runs the 4, not the 5. But on it, I think this team would be amazing. They would have 2 big men. They have to have a team. A team couldn't guard both of them. A team would have the one team that would actually have a chance is the Philadelphia 76ers, because the Philadelphia 76ers have Al Horford and Joel Embiid. There's not many teams with a good 4 and 5. So this team has to choose between who would you rather have score in the paint, Anthony Davis or Bam Adebayo? You have to choose because one of them is going to score in the paint eventually, except for the 76ers might be able to stop it up, would be able to stop up that team, because it didn't say you have a good 4 and 5 to guard them. Do you have a good 3 to guard? Say they can somehow find a way where there's a way Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo aren't scoring. They have some way their defense can do that. Then who's gonna draw to Jimmy Butler? And if somehow you get all 3 of those guys locked up, just saying, I think Kendrick Nunn is a phenomenal player and could get a good scoring on you. He could score very well on you. I almost got to sneeze. But that's why I think that Anthony Davis will be the perfect pair in Miami. because they would be the perfect pair in Miami, because just how that team plays, there's no way you block up those two bigs. I mean, the 76ers might. And the Celtics team, which is a good team, if the Celtics team don't get a center and Anthony Davis signs to the Heat, if the Celtics and the Heat play each other in the playoffs, the Celtics would literally get beaten out by 30 in every game just by Kendrick Nunn passing it down to their bigs every play, lobbing it up to them. And so I literally think this would be, if not the championship winning team, one of the biggest contenders. If this team was assembled and didn't make it to the finals, I would be surprised. That is literally. So I think the best situation out of any situation there Anthony Davis goes is probably stay with the Lakers. It's probably stay with the Lakers, I would say. But it seems like he's not going to resign. I think the best option then would be going to the Heat. There's a couple other good options, like the Celtics would be a good option. They have all these good players, but they don't have a 5. And AD can run the 5. As I said earlier, he doesn't like running the 5, but he can run the 5. And even if they technically say he's not running the 5, and like somebody like Jason Tatum's technically running the 5, he can still play big kind of. Not really, but he can. And Anthony Davis would be such a good spot on the Celtics team. But I believe the Heat would be the better option. I mean, a good option just for me, in my opinion, would be if he went to the Grizzlies, get my team a ring, But, I mean, Ja would still be the best player on that team, even if Anthony Davis went there. But, besides the point, I think the Heat would be the perfect option. Anthony Davis would make them automatic champions, or if not champions, runner-ups, and champions of their conference. Because literally, and I think that the same way about the Celtics. I just think it's even more dominant on the Heat, because who's gonna take up both those bigs? Because like JT, he plays power forward, but he ain't a big, he's not a big man. But and also I think there's a couple good places. Well, there's also one place I think he very well could go, but it's not the most ideal. The Chicago Bulls, because Anthony Davis is from Chicago. He might want to play for the Chicago Bulls. The only problem is if the Chicago Bulls are horrible, and also the Chicago Bulls are horrible, along with they have the worst coach in the league by far. And they haven't got that fixed yet. So, I think AD, he probably could go there. But I don't think it would be the most ideal place for him, because I think especially if he doesn't win a ring in LA, because that was his intention in coming to LA, because the Pelicans weren't giving him any rings. Thanks for watching this video. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. Yeah. I don't know if you disagree with me saying the Heat would be the best option. I don't really care, because I think it is. So, bye.